guys, how's it going? Darman101 here, and with another video. This time I'm going to be doing a review and how-to video about these external fog lights, or auxiliary lights. I bought them back in around the winter time, and haven't got around to do a video on it yet until now. And I just tried to do another motovlog today, earlier, and somehow I didn't record anything, so that's awesome, but that's going to be for another day. So what are these? Where did I get them? These are called the U5Ws, and I bought it on Wish/Amazon. The reason I say on both websites because I originally bought both of them on Wish, but one of them decided to not work after I tested them out, and one of them eventually just didn't want to work again, so I just shot it out and I bought one from Wish. And so they're both the same thing. So actually one was like $20 cheaper than the other, which is quite ironic, but it's pretty cool. So this is one of the boxes it came in. There's all sorts, kinds of different variants of it, and yeah, so mine's the first one up there, and you can actually get in all different colors too, black, silver, blue, red, golden. Some of them actually have angel eyes around them, but this one does not. Those are more expensive. So originally these are supposed to go on adventure bike bars. So it has like the handlebar thickness is like on like a bicycle, but for an adventure bike. So this is what it comes in. I have like all the. So originally they're actually supposed to come like this, like that. But there's no point of putting this on there because it just looks dumb and I don't like it. So I took both of them off and I put all the extra ones in here in the box. So it originally comes with this. So this clips on the bottom like this, and they squish together like that to go on a bar. But I can't do that because this is the way I hooked it up. So on this model, this is the 650, of course. So where I put it is right beside the screw that takes off the fairings here. So I wanted to put it close but not too far so I can take my fairings off and not take my light off every single time that I take my fairings off. And it is quite difficult to get in there to tighten it because of the way I placed it, but I made sure underneath I could take my finger and hold the bolt and then tighten the nut after. But to tighten this, I have to take the light off to tighten the bracket, which is kind of annoying, but I managed to do it. It's actually very easy to take off. It's just 2 bolts on each side, and it just comes straight out. Now I'm going to show you how I wired it up using a 2-way switch, and I'm actually going to show you how I installed my underglow LEDs as well. Let's get on to it. So you can see here where the fairing bolt is. So I can just get a screwdriver in there and take it off, or I can like turn it this way or turn it that way. But I set them so they go. The beams are together and not too far apart when I'm looking down the road. So the height is good and the width is good. And there's 3 modes on this particular one, so I'm going to turn them on here. That's high beam. Here, I'll move this out of the way. So it's kind of like a big circle, which it is, but there's 2 of them together. So if I move this, you can actually see individual lights together. I don't know why one is bigger than the other, but we'll see. Oh, I see. Whoops. See, with these, that's the only thing I don't like about these, is because they have modes on it, but I can fix that very quickly. If I do them fast, they go away. So that's a strobe. You don't want to turn that on. That's high beam and low. So I like to put on high at night, of course, so you can see, but never this. This would screw people's eyes out. Well, it would cause a distraction. So usually leave it on that. So I'll put this back in the center to make it like that. Actually, I'll put it a little bit forward like this. So I can see pretty far down the road. Depending how high I want to put it. Right now they're kind of like mid to high, so yeah, they work pretty good at night. And on top of my actual LEDs in my headlight, which are pretty nice, and they go with them pretty good. I just gotta tilt the headlight assembly up a little bit more because I find it faces down on the ground too much. So I have to readjust that whenever I get the chance. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off. Since this is broken, I'll show you easily how it comes out. Yeah, my thing's all broken here. See, it's broke off. But anyways, you can see there's a whole bunch of wires down here. And you can see where it is connected down there. So, if you don't know how to wire a two-way switch, this is how you do it. Let me take my seat cowl off. There's a whole bunch of wires in there too, and I'll explain everything as I go. Come on. Oh, need two hands for this. Oh. So, see, there's quite a few wires in here. So you need a wire, a positive going to one of the terminals on here. Then you need another positive that's running from the positives to your fog lights. And then you have your negative running down, see your black wires running down to the negative of the battery. And that's how a two-way switch works. Now I also have a whole bunch of things in here. This is technically a car interior LED lighting, but I converted it to work with my bike. So this is a USB voltmeter. So I have 12.4 volts. So this is what is actually powering my colored LEDs. In the back here, there's one here and there's one on the other side, and then two over here inside of my fairings. One right here and one over here. So I can change all sorts of colors on it. I can make strobe, I can make fading, which is pretty cool. But you'd have to power it somehow, and this is a pretty cool one because you don't even have to cut and splice or anything with this type of with these types of LEDs. They're all connected to one box. So if you look here on the music thing, this actually goes with music as well. All the wires, all 4 LED wires are all connected to one box, so you don't have to splice them, cut them, do custom wiring. All I had to do was make a hole. That's it to make. Actually, I made this hole kind of a little bit large because I had to, because the stripping, because how wide the strip is. But that's it. One hole and that's it. And then it all comes in here. I taped it all up together. And there's the extra wiring for it. And this is my, just a Sena charger for my Sena. And this is the music box for it, and it's USB. I chose to, you can either choose a cigarette lighter version or a USB version, so I chose this. Now you can put this on in the front, but I chose to put it in the rear seat because it's just easier, and I didn't have to want to make more wiring to go that way. It was just easier just to sit it in there, and that's it. But it's pretty cool though. It shows the voltage of the bike and all that. And also I didn't want to make a hole that large as well to put in here, because I already made a small hole for the switch here. I didn't want a huge hole. So yeah, if I don't want to use my LED lights underneath, underglows, I just take these apart and that's it. So it doesn't drain the battery, because this is powered, so if I leave this sit for like 3 weeks, it's gonna drain my battery. So in the winter time, I'm gonna disconnect it and all that. And I have a remote in my motorcycle jacket, so it all works. Pretty cool. I usually set it to red, of course. So yeah, that's how all this is all set up. I know it looks like a whole bunch of wires everywhere, but I made it work, and it's actually quite cool. And you can see some of the wiring hang out here, but that's okay. There's wires everywhere. Actually, technically, I can hide it under here. Some of it anyway. Well, if it stays there. It doesn't like to stay there. There we go. And now you can just see some of the black. So yeah, that's how my LEDs are hooked up, and my review on it. Yeah, they're pretty cool. They were $17 a piece, the LED lights, I believe. You could probably get them cheaper now. There's all sorts of models that are available. At first they were really expensive. When I first looked at them a couple years ago, they were like $70 to $100 a piece. It was crazy expensive. And now they're very cheap. And the LED bulbs in my headlights are pretty cheap too. They're about 40 bucks. But you can buy like better quality ones. These are RCP, which are pretty decent quality for how cheap they were. Haven't given me any problems yet, so happy with that. And if you can see in here, you can see the LED and the circuit board inside, which is pretty cool. And they're projectors, so surprisingly enough, that LED is actually very small in there. It looks big in there, but it's actually very small. They're about the same size LED that are in there, and it just creates a pretty good beam. So yeah, that's the end of my review on this video. So give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment. Thanks for watching.